Huh.
Okay guys, well the weather's supposed to be nice tomorrow, so I thought I'd charge up my batteries, and while I'm at it, just do a short video on parallel charging. To some of you this is going to be boring as shit, but to others who don't know about parallel charging, haven't seen it, haven't used it, they might find something that's useful. The basics behind parallel charging is basically time saving. Instead of charging just one battery on your charger, you can charge 6 at once, and even extend the board out to another board and charge 12 at once. If you've got a big enough charger and a big enough power pack to feed the charger, you can carry on up to 18 batteries at once if you want. There are a few rules to follow. The amperage of the battery, so here we have a 1300 milliamp, here we have a 1400 milliamp, and here we have a 450 milliamp. Now you can charge all these at the same time. The amperage doesn't matter, but the cell voltage does. So one of the main rules, you can't charge different S packs. So you can charge 3S together, you can charge 4S together, you can charge 2S together, but you can't charge a 2S and a 3S at the same time. You can't charge a 4S and a 3S at the same time, etc, etc. Now what I do when I'm charging a bunch of batteries, so let's say we've got 3 of these race spec batteries, so we'll take a look at those, and we've got 3 of these small Tattoo 450 milliamp tiny little batteries. The first thing to check is each cell voltage, and the reason for that is if they're not all the same, so I use a little battery checker, so the cells in this one are around about 3.8 volts. Yeah, the reason they've got to be the same voltage, if you have a battery that's almost fully charged, and for example you have a battery that you've flown and has got 30% left in it, if you plug it into a parallel board, it's going to connect those two batteries directly together in parallel, and the one with the charge is going to try and dump a load of amps into the one that hasn't got as much charge to balance them out. Now these lipo batteries are great for discharging. They don't mind being discharged at a high amperage. What they don't like is being charged with a high amperage. They don't like having a load of amps shoved up their arse to charge them. They're not built for that. They're only built for a high discharge. So you can damage a battery, and worst case scenario you're going to set something on fire. So the way I do it, we've got one battery there at 3.8 volts per cell. Try the next one, and this one is at 11.4, so it's 3.8 per cell on that one. That's good, that can go with that one. And the rule of thumb is if they're within 0.2 of a volt of each other, you can charge them all together. So 11.4, that's going to be 3.8 as well, so that's 3 at 3.8. Let's try one of these big ones, and this one is at 11.4, so they're all more or less so far at storage level. This one is at 11.4, it's 3.8, and let's try another small one, and this one is at, oh, this one's at 12.5. So that one, this one here, is already at 4.1. That's fully charged, that battery. So as I was saying before, always check. If you put this on this parallel board with this one would try and dump a load of amps into this one to balance it out. Basically like fastening two batteries together like that and like that. They'd just balance themselves out, which wouldn't be good. Now I'm going to have to check those again now because I've mixed them up. Which one was the higher one? That one is 12.5. That one's charged. Okay. How many have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try this one as well. So this one is at 11.4, so 3.8. Okay, so now we've got 1, 2, 3 at 450 milliamps, and 1, 2, 3 at 1400 milliamps. Now, like I said before, the amperage doesn't matter too much. It's the voltage that's the dangerous thing. So, what I do is I'll take my first battery, plug it in there first. Be careful with the balance leads. Positive on these boards anyway always goes towards the middle. So plug that into 3S socket there. That's one. Next one, you can mix them up, doesn't matter. Plug that one in there, positive to the middle, and another one, positive to the middle, and another one. You can even plug them in any order. It really doesn't matter. Positive to the middle. Make sure you're being careful not to try and plug a 3S battery into a 4S balance port. And another small 450, positive to the middle. Put that one in there. And finally, this one. Sorry, just bumped the camera. That one in there. Again, positive towards the middle, into the 3S port, and there we go. So that's all our batteries connected. Now then, for those of you who are good at sums, we've got 3 at 450, so that's 900, that's 1350, plus 14, 14 and 14, that's 3000, that's 4200, plus, what did I say there, 900, so yeah, just short of 6 amps. So, on your charger, just make sure we're on 3S, so we can go safely, easily up to 5 amps. We're well within 1C at 5 amps. Must be careful to change this to 3S. So that's at 3S, that's okay. And hit and hold enter. It'll check. We are on 3S, yeah. And bang, that's it. Now the beauty of this is if you're charging one of these at 1C, that's 1.4 amps, it will take just over an hour to charge. Without the parallel board, you'd have to charge that one for just over an hour, then that one for just over an hour, then that one just over an hour, and that one, and so on and so on and so on. So you'll be looking at 8 hours to charge 6 batteries. With the parallel board, you're looking at just over an hour, because you're able to put 5 amps through it, spread over the 6 batteries. Hey presto, nice and easy. And it doesn't balance, it does balance the batteries, but it balances them as a whole, not individually. So keep your eye on your batteries. Put your little £2 eBay battery tester on now and again. Check they're all okay, and you're good to go. And like I said, you can add another parallel board on after this and charge 12. The only limiting factor is the size of your charger. This is a 6 amp. you can get, I think the next one up from this is the 10 amp, which is the 80 watt. You get a big enough charger, you can charge 20 batteries, 30 batteries at a time. Hope that helps, and I'll see you again next time.